Hi guys, and today we will be looking at this Caledonian Railway 264 class locomotive. Some of you probably had one in your collection at some point because they're very basic and most famously known as the Smoky Joe, which Hornby have done since the 80s. This is my look on this 2000-ish loco. I believe it's on the starter set because when I got it, it didn't have any packaging at all. So yeah. So let's go on with the review, and I hope you enjoy it. Here is some model information on the Caledonian Railway 264 class, or Smoky Joe. Smoky Joe is a model of a steam locomotive based on the 264 class, which has been in the Hornby range since 1983 and has been highly popular and regarded as a permanent fixture by the company as a starter level engine. It has also been the centerpiece of the train set in the Hornby range 2. The model was featured in the main Hornby range up until 2010, and it was removed and entered in the level of the railroad range in 2011. As we're at the front of the loco, it has that tall, recognisable chimney. A lot of the front is moulded, but I think you could paint it. We have a star-shaped cement box door handle dart. It's more of a handle, like a submarine one. There's a few rivets below the cement box there. Most of it is moulded, like I said. Buffers are plastic, I believe, and we've got the big decoupling. As we move on to the side of the loco, we have a whistle and safety valves there on top of the dome. We have a cap there for the water on top near the chimney. We have the CR in the lovely writing that Hornby have put it in. We also have the number of the loco, which is 272, and it is legible as well. We also have some handrail for the cab as you get in there with some steps. We have the gearing or the motion, which is pretty basic but nice. You can see a little bit of the motor as well. We have some separately applied pipe work just there in the middle. As we move on to the other side, there's no difference whatsoever. We have a toolbox just there, I believe, as well. There's no glazing at all in this loco. The lining is white, blue, white, I believe. As you can see from this view of the cab, we have some lamps separately applied, I believe. They don't light up or anything. We have the buffers, plastic again with a slight mould line, I believe. Cab detail is there, it's just not painted at all, which is a real shame. Black roof, that's about it really. As we look down at the loco, as you can see, we have the whistle and safety valves and the bit where you put the water into the side tanks. We also have two tiny cold loads either side of the whistle as well. The roof is black with a rivet line there. As you can see from the underneath of this loco, we have pickups on all of the wheels, which is great. We also have a place where you can oil it there and in the axles as well. There are the big couplings as well, which can't be taken out. And we have a screw to undo the motor, not the shell. The shell just clips off. Caledonian Railway 264 class. The Caledonian Railway 264 class and the Caledonian Railway 611 classes were O4O's saddle tanks locomotive designed by Douglas Drummond and built by the Nelson and Company in 1885. Later examples were built by the St. Rolex Railway Works under the direction of John F. Munchings in 1895 and 1900 and 1902 and 1908. These small shunters remained in a long service under the LMS, who gave them all the Nelson side locomotives a power of OF, sharing by many of the other types and British Railways, with the last of the class being withdrawn in 1962. The two classes, sometimes referred to by the general term as pugs, which mainly used as shunters around the area of Glasgow in Scotland, often running with homemade tenders to improve the coal capacity, like most 040s tanks of that period. They had outside cylinders and inside valve-driven Stephenson valve gear. A number were later sold into private industrial, and several even made it as far as the south as of Crewe, where they acted as work shunters in the British Railway days. None survived into preservation. They were easily confused with an early design of an 1882 built X North British Railway Class Y9, also designed by Douglas Drummond, to a similar saddle tank design, although the 264 and 611 were different by taller chimneys, larger circular windows. Both were originally consumed by Drummond, and Nelson and Company and Co. built them to a standard design and were used in the North British Linear and British Railway. One North British Y9 shunter number 42 or 68095 is preserved at the Burness Railway Museum. Here is some information on the class. The power type is steam. Designers is Douglas Drummond and John F. McCosh. Builders, as I've said before, are Nelson Company and St. Rolex Railway Company. The built dates are several. There's 1885, 1895, 1900, 1902 and 1908. 34 were produced. The wheel configuration is a 040ST. Fuel is of coal. The cylinders is 2 outside. They operated under the Caledonian Railway LMS and the BR. Classification is the OF. Nickname is Pug because they're small. The actual load is Route 2 under all of them. They were located in the Scottish region and in Crewe later in life. They were withdrawn between 1924 and 62, and they were scrapped between 1924 and 64. All of them were scrapped, none were preserved. I could not find any history on the loco I just looked at. I think it's a made-up number, but not livery, made-up number. The number I did find for what's on the loco that I got is a F3H, designed by McCosh, and it's 060T. So yeah, that's the loco on the tracks. Next up will be a points test, and there will be no second radius because this thing can do first because it's so small. So here goes. So yeah, I managed that pretty well. A little bit jerky. It seems to be pretty jerky at slow speeds. So it'll be jerky now. But medium speeds to high, it seems to be pretty smooth, and reverse, it seems to be better. So some slow speed now. Not bad. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the review, running session of the Caledonian Railway 264 loco. Running with it was, I think this is D class, LNER D class. This is a Hornby Collectors Club one. I think it's either 2009 version or 2012. Nice loco, runs pretty well. To be fair, they both run pretty well over the points. This one had just a random mixture of coaches, and this one sort of a beer train. In the yard we had the Yorkshire and Lancashire Class 21 Pug. We have the Brighton and South Coast Railway E2. Then we have two more Caledonian Railways 264 locos. We have Smoky Joe and the National Coalboard one. I think Smoky Joe is more famous than the Flying Scotsman and Mallard at the moment. And just there, you can just see it, is Hornby 8F weathered. So my opinions on this. For the price I paid, which I'm not sure if I mentioned before, is I paid £15 and it was free postage. So £15 not bad for a new loco. Is it worth the money? Well, yeah, it's worth the money. They're easy to handle. They probably get kids involved. We help kids get into the hobby and other people with problems with their motor skills in their hands. You can learn how to you can practice how to paint the cab. Because as you see, there's no detail. You can learn how to practice to paint the cab. It's not really going to affect the loco. You can try and modify it like Teach Tiger has. He took the shell off and put a resin shell on of a different loco. So yeah, you could practice your weathering on it, or you could give it a fictional livery if you wanted to. Practice your painting skills as well. They're easy to maintain. My only issue, once it's cold, it was a little bit jerky. I don't know if you saw it in the video, a little bit jerky. But once it got warmed up and going, totally fine. So yeah, would I recommend one? If you're a steam fan, yes. If you're into hobby, probably, yeah. Diesel fans, don't think so. I don't think they go for this sort of thing. Could be used as a station porter, I guess, if they want that sort of thing. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video, and until next time, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from these beauties. Bye.